Torino, la mia città favorita, capitale favorita. Alessandro lo so, ma per me questa città è perfetta. Torino is the first capital of the United Italy. Forgotten capital, but it's a capital and has many to show. Not Rome, but Torino. It was from here that the Savoy dynasty united the individual Italian states in the process known as the Risorgimento. You can learn a bit about it from the series Gattopardo, the Leopard. Torino appears in many films around the world. Its palaces often play Versailles or Peterhof in Kingsman, Siege of Vienna, and of course the Italian soap opera Elisa, without a happy ending but about Risorgimento. Beauty and the Beast, there are plenty of these movies. Torino wouldn't be the capital it is today without Eugene Savoy. It was he who, with his machinations and backdoor politics, made Savoy a real powerful dynasty. Veneria and Carigiano are still waiting for me here. I will return there, even if only on horseback. Torino is the place where the shroud of Jesus is kept, Holy Shroud. It's no longer on display, only on special occasions. There was a fire there, and that's why it's now protected. According to the image of shroud, it serves as an image of Jesus for all artistic works. The shroud dates from the period some fragments have been sewn on at the edges. They were added probably because of damage. The image on the shroud is imprinted as if someone had welted throughout the material on all layers. It's blood with minerals from meteorites. Whether the shroud is real or not, up for debate. The facts given above are certainties. The rest is up for debate. It's certainly something worth seeing. It's next to the Palazzo Reale, but between Palazzo Reale and Il Duomo is the Royal Church, chapel, and there is beautiful statue and as well painting of Our Lady of the Snow. This is a statue of Virgin Mary. According to legend, she taught herself and felt snow. Actually, it's the connection between Christianity and paganic legends, because in somehow the myth of Snow Queen came to the story of Virgin Mary, but it's a beautiful story and for me very important, because I know someone who was found in another country, but as well near the Church of Our Lady of the Snow, and what was my best friend in the whole life, and as well it's possible to call that, let's say, personality Salus Populi Romani. Next door is the Palazzo Reale and opposite is the Madama. Some of the palaces still belong to the family. It's possible to meet them as well. The Reale winter residence. Why are these palaces valuable? Because paradoxically, the Savoys were very indecisive during the Second World War and initially sided with Hitler, saved them. These are royal residences which are original. Even the curtains here are original. Peterhof was damaged. Versailles too. They don't. And they bursting with baroque. They have toilets. Versailles didn't. Peterhof had them little later, not at the beginning, but had. Those toilets were a problem, as we know. many ended in chimney. They were here. It's possible to see them. Raleigh is closely associated with Eugène de Savoy, although it wasn't his line that ruled there on the beginning. Later, yes, but on the beginning his brother. He was a genius. Sobieski was at Vienna, but he returned and the war continued for several more years. Besides, Eugène's strategy was elsewhere. We still learn it. There is a magnificent armory here, a ballroom. We will find weapons from all corners of the world here, even the finest samurai swords. The Muramasa is legendary for sure. The Muramasa is the sword of vengeance. It rules the man, not the man rules that sword. It was created during the war between the Toranaga, later known as Tokugawa clans, and the Hideyoshi. This is the serious shogun storyline, yes? It's that period. It was meant to destroy the Tokugawa. Its weapon shrouded in a legend, symbolic, but contrary to appearances, there were swords of superior quality, but Muramasa is legendary, and Muramasa, of course, is a symbolic sword. These stands hold are three swords, the tanto, the katana, and the wakizashi. Wakizashi is used for seppuku. Tanto is more ceremonial sword, and katana is obvious, we know. This is where Italy was born. Vittorio Amadeo wasn't a very good father, he hated his son. That's how Stupinigi was born. Some time ago, some feminists, and actually as well Nazi, thought she was from Libya, so I think how she could like Valachi. Probably didn't know her well. Publishing as well what flower she had between her legs. An immigrant, she tried to provoke me into a discussion saying I was stupid, and she is the professor and didn't know what stupidity was. So that's why I'm stupid, because I told her that it was in school. Well, that's very bad she didn't know that, because it was in school, and the question is how we got this professorship skipping elementary schools. In history, in cultural art classes, a few subjects, stupidity must be around the world. She didn't know the language either, and she probably used a brilliant translator, which as well have problem with the game of words in Italian and Latin, and both languages have that game so often, with famous saying, for example, soli soli soli, as well has problem. It shows it's one word. No, we have here three words, very different, in different declination. It's a play on words. Stupidity doesn't mean stupid, although it might sound like the word stupido. It's term for something that will astonish you with its magnificence. Yes, and you open your mouth when you see it. Unlike that is with stupidity. Huvara really did great job. And we have here 157 rooms and 17 galleries. It was built on the site of a hunting lodge solely because the son hated his father so much that he didn't want to live in the Palazzo Reale. He preferred dogs. This is the same story as with Frederick the Great. When children are unwanted, they discover friends in other places, well, family. He had family elsewhere. He honored those he loved most with paintings in the center of the Great Hall. We have here his beloved dogs. The Great Hall can be found in almost every book on the Baroque subject. Thought it sometimes, so often unfortunately, isn't described. It's circular. This plan was first used for the secular building here, and it was intended to emphasize the importance of power. It was a plan reserved for the church before that. This is absolutism in its purest form. The British is often called the Deer Temple, yes, Deer Temple, because of the sculpture on the dome. Everything here is subordinated to the legend of Saint Hubertus in the good sense and to animals. The original sculpture is inside the palace now. An elephant lives here, a gift from the great Mughal, Fritz. Unfortunately, his guardian died. The new European man didn't know how to care for him, probably. An accident occurred. Fritz attacked the palace, ran at the palace. We have no idea what happened. Partially destroying it, he was shot. Here is his statue. The body, however, is prepared, is in the museum. It was designed by Huvara, a master of chiaroscuro who began his career in the theater. The Great Hall is full of colors, as the colors change depending on how suns hit it. There is also a huge chandelier, one of the greatest in the world. Farinelli performed here quite often. There were plenty of artists here. There is also a smaller concert hall for private concerts. The beautiful bathroom of Paulina Borghese, who lived here shortly after Napoleon conquests Italy. Exactly what connected Napoleon and Torino? The Rosetta Stone and Champollion. He worked here, and the deciphered it here. The hieroglyphs were deciphered here. The French later sold the stone to the British. The Emperor worked here and created the largest Egyptian museum in the world after the one in Cairo. The largest Egyptian collections are in Torino. Here you can find the famous Turin papyrus with erotic positions, a book of Egyptian sex. A sculpture of Ramses II found on Egyptian currency, whose return Egyptians fight for as fiercely as Nefertiti. Ramses is young and smiling. That's why that statue is so important, because it's different. Horemheb, the first love on paper, was created by that pharaoh. We found his statue as well here. He as well probably killed Tutankhamun. Many. Madama is part of a castle, partly an extension of residence modeled on Versailles. It was the residence of Marie Jean Baptiste, the regent. She stepped down after her son Vittorio Amadeo II came of age. Marie Jean Baptiste collaborated with Cardinal Mazarin and demonstrated actually the political mind. This is also Huvara work. Conferences are often held here. It's brimming with gold. The decoration is made of 4-karat gold. Marie Jean Baptiste loved her husband Carlo Emanuele very much, and it is shown somewhere. There is as well first parliaments meeting in the history of the United Italy, later in Carignano, but on the beginning they met in Madama. There is also a vast collection of the finest European porcelain from the Turin factories, and as well Meissen, but also Ming and Yuan, the most valuable porcelain in general. Gifts from ambassadors. A beautiful old shopping mall rivaling Lafayette. The Fiat factory, which can be also visited. Yeah, it should be read Fiat. They learned me that there, a vast complex, a whole day. Views of the most important peaks of Europe from every side of the city. Every city should be visited much more often, yet somehow people forget it. Even though it has more to Italian history here than anywhere else. It's also cleaner than anywhere else. Italy, not Roman Empire. But we have the best preserved entrance gate to Roman city here, in the Dog Park. It's not a castle, tourists often think so. There is also ruins of ancient Turin there. Thanks again to an Italian guy who helped me get from the airport to the city center a bit on no-brainer. The journey was a bit difficult, but apparently that has changed. Trains from the airport don't arrive at huge main station, but in front of the old town. The station itself is also beautiful. I speak about my station, and the rest of the city still awaits. It's not a city for 1 or 2 days. I have been exploring from Jam for 4 days now, and I still have one left. There is also the Savory Necropolis, beautiful situated outside the city. Many, very sometimes weird, but as well, yes, because we can't in Rome.